going to go over descriptive writing today, and then you will just need to do something for homework. So you don't need your folder now. Does anyone not have their folder with all of these things in them? And do you have yours with you? Yes, okay. So if you don't have yours, I'll have Ms. Hien send the worksheets home, and then you can redo them or do them over again from what you remember, okay? Because we need to have all of these worksheets ready for our performance task. All right, so let's talk about description. So what is a description? So you can take notes on all of this if you like, so you remember. So a description has a lead sentence that introduces the topic and main idea and grabs the reader's attention. So like the hook we talked about. Who remembers about writing a hook? So interesting ways to grab the reader's attention, to make your readers want to keep reading. Supporting sentences tell events in order and include sensory words or words and details that appeal to the five senses. So what are our five senses? Who can tell me one of our senses? Tell me one of our senses.
Sight.
Sight. Good job. Our senses. Sight. Okay, what's another sense that we know of? Zero.
Touch.
Touch. Good job. What's another sense that we know of, Maggie?
Smell.
Smell. Good job. Ming-Cho, what's another sense?
Taste.
Taste. Good job. And the last one, Minnie?
Hear.
Hearing. Good job. Okay, so we can use sensory words or words that appeal to these senses. So the sense of sight, touch, smell, taste, and hearing. Okay, so this allows our readers to better understand what we are describing. So a description also has a closing sentence that shows the writer's attitude toward the experience. So let's look at some examples of description. Okay. So I'm going to read, and I want everyone to be following along. I also need cameras on from P, Sky, Boo, Kent, Twitming, Elsa, and Dino. Lou's first time on stage was like a dream. Before she walked out, her heart was pounding like a drum. She peeked into the audience, but couldn't make out any faces. When she heard them laughing, it sounded like the distant roar of the ocean. Her knees felt wobbly, and she had a hard time catching her breath. But just before it was her turn to enter the play, everything seemed to slow down. She took her first step onto the stage. She was totally calm. So let's look at the first part. What is our lead sentence? The sentence that grabs the reader's attention. Sky, can you read the lead sentence for us, please?
Lou's first time on stage was like a dream.
Okay, good job. So that's our lead sentence. It grabs the reader's attention. Okay, and our supporting sentences. Thank you, Sky. Dino, read to me a supporting sentence.
She heard them laughing. It sounded like the distant roar of the ocean.
Okay, good job. So that sentence, Dino, I was moving around. Dino, which sense does that sentence appeal to?
Hearing.
Yep, and what does it sound like?
The distant roar of the ocean.
Yep, so the laughing sounds like the distant roar of the ocean. That is also a simile, right? The author is comparing the laughing to the distant roar of the ocean. Good job. P, read to me another supporting sentence, please.
Supporting sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But just before it was her turn to enter, everything seems to slow down.
Okay. Thank you. And all right, so I'm going to start removing people from the meeting if I see your cameras are off. Srilam, can you read another supporting sentence for us, please?
Her knees
Yep.
felt wobbly and she had a hard time catching her breath.
Okay. So can you tell me how the character is feeling from this sentence?
She feels that her knees is wobbly.
Nope.
And
Tell me the feeling. What feeling is this character experiencing?
Nervous.
How can you tell that this character is nervous?
Hard time catching breath and her knees is wobbly.
Okay, good job. So instead of just saying she was nervous, the writer described what the character was experiencing. So wobbly knees and having a hard time catching your breath, those are signs of nervousness. So that makes it more interesting. Good job. Okay, and what about our closing sentence? Bill, what's the closing sentence here?
Everything seemed to slow down when she took her first step into stage. She was totally calm.
Okay, Bill, I want one sentence.
Everything seemed to slow down.
No, the closing sentence.
When she took her first step into the stage, she was totally calm.
Okay. So how does this character change from the beginning of this paragraph or description to the end? Pizza, how does the character change? At the beginning, she is...
At the beginning, she is nervous, and at the end, she was calm.
Okay, good job. All right, let's read another one. Okay, who can read for us? All right, Lily, go ahead and read, please.
Derek felt like his life depended on doing his very best in front of the judges. If he didn't, he had no hope of getting into the special scenes again and again in his mind. He knew every line by heart, and he had practiced what gestures he would make, but he needed to feel as strongly as his character would in the play. He thought about how angry his character would be when someone bullied him after school.
Okay.
He closed his eyes and concentrated. When the judges called his name, he was just as angry as if someone had done it to him.
Okay, thank you, Lily. So who can identify our lead sentence? B, tell me the lead sentence, please. Which sentence is our lead sentence?
Derek felt like his life depends on doing his best in front of the judge.
Okay, good job. Derek felt like his life depended on doing his very best in front of the judges. Okay, good job, B. As our lead sentence, it introduces the topic. So just from that sentence, we know that Derek is doing what? G, what is Derek doing? Is he taking a test?
He's acting.
Okay, so just from the first sentence, though, Derek felt like his life depended on doing his very best in front of the judges.
He's like acting or presenting something in front of the judges.
Yeah, he's doing something in front of judges, right? He might be going out for an audition, something like that, because there's judges. All right, good job. All right, what about our supporting sentences? Who can read to me a supporting sentence that appeals to the senses? Do we see any sensory details or supporting sentences that show how Derek is feeling or what he's experiencing? Maggie, do you see any supporting sentences here that give good description of what Derek is feeling?
He went over the scene again and again in his mind.
All right, what does this tell us about Derek?
It tells us that he is nervous.
Yeah, it tells us that he's nervous. He's practiced over and over and over and over again. Okay, good job. Mitzi, do you see any more supporting sentences in this paragraph?
He knew every line by heart, and he had practiced what gestures he would make.
Okay, so Mitzi, what does this tell us about Derek? We know he's trying to get into acting school. How does Derek feel about this audition?
He is nervous.
He's nervous, but why is he so nervous? Is this important to him or does not matter?
It is important to him.
It's very important to him. Okay, good job. Who else sees a supporting sentence? Do you see any supporting sentences?
But he thought about how his character would be when someone bullied him after school.
All right, thought about how angry his character would be when someone bullied him after school. Okay, good job. And what about our closing sentence? Who can read our closing sentence to us? Richard, can you read the closing for us, please? Okay, good job. When the judges called his name, he was just as angry as if someone had done it to him. So how does our character, what happens from the beginning to the end of this paragraph or this description? Kent, how does this character change from the beginning to the end of this paragraph?
In the first paragraph, he feels that he's very happy to doing the front of the job.
He's happy or is he nervous?
Oh, he is very nervous.
And at the end, how does he feel?
He is
Mhm. Go ahead. Is he still as nervous or is he ready for his
he
audition?
ready for his he is only angry and he is angry at if someone had done it to him.
Yeah, he has the correct feeling. He's ready to act. He's ready for his audition. Okay, good job, Kent. All right, so we're going to do a practice with this together. We're going to talk about development, how to develop our story, how to develop our characters so our readers can really understand or feel how our characters are feeling. So, good writers use vivid language to show their attitude or feelings towards events and experiences, or to show the attitude or feelings of characters. So, just like in our first example paragraph, instead of saying she was nervous, the writer used vivid descriptions, right? The writer said her knees felt wobbly and she had a hard time catching her breath. So that's a much more interesting way of saying that someone is nervous, right? Instead of just telling that the person's nervous, you can show through actions that the character is nervous, right? So writers established this through their use of expressive punctuation. So remember when we did our punctuation for effect? You can use punctuation to help express attitude or feelings. Okay, vivid details and sensory words, tone, and dialogue. Okay, so sensory words, you can show actions or to show how your characters are feeling. You can use dialogue. You can have your characters talk to each other to express how they're feeling. Okay, those are all way more interesting ways to show feelings and reactions to experiences than just telling feelings. So let's look at an example here. The peanut worked. You felt it while you were asleep. That's not really showing much feeling or attitude towards the situation. So instead of that, the author wrote this. This worked. I put it under your mattress last night and you felt it. You felt this tiny peanut through 6 mattresses. So in our second example, how does the character feel? In the second example, Boo, how is our character feeling? You can be typing their answer into the chat. How does the character feel in the second part of this? So, Boo, I want to know how the character feels from this second example paragraph or sentence here. Do you see it?
Yes.
Can you read it out loud for us, please?
This worked. I put it under your mattress last night, and you felt it. You felt this tiny peanut through 6 mattresses.
Okay, so how does our character feel?
Confused.
Confused? Not really confused. Can you think of a different word to describe the feeling? Let's look at some of our punctuation. What are these end punctuation marks? What is it, Boo? Boo, can you hear me?
Yes.
What end punctuation did I just circle?
Exclamation mark.
Okay. Exclamation points show what kind of feeling?
Strong.
Strong feeling. So do you think that this character is, let's say some strong feelings could be angry or surprised or excited?
Excited.
Okay, so we'll say this character feels excited. Thank you. So what else, how else is this character feeling? Mid-A, how else might this character be feeling? Oh, sorry, Mid-C, how else might this character be feeling?
Proud.
Proud. Why do you think this character feels proud? What in this in these sentences tells you that?
This worked.
Yep, this worked. So now we know our character has done something or tried something out, done an experiment, and it worked. Okay, good job. Hen, how else might this character be feeling? Amazed. How can you tell that this character is feeling amazed?
Last night and you felt it.
Yep, I put it under your mattress last night and you felt it. Good job. Okay, so from our words here, our dialogue and our punctuation, we can decide that our character feels excited, proud, and amazed. Okay. So we're gonna show, don't tell. So we're gonna describe a grocery store. Okay, so we're not gonna use the word grocery store. We're gonna describe the grocery store without using the words grocery store. Okay, so the way we're gonna do that is describe, what does it look like? So everyone can type in to the chat what a grocery store looks like, and I'll type your responses on the screen. What does a grocery store look like? So pretend that you are in a grocery store and tell me what it looks like. So I'll type in your answers. So big aisles and aisles of food, busy, shelves, many products. Okay, let's think of what kind of light we see in grocery stores. Is it very dim or is it very bright? Crowded. Good job, Sky. There's bright lights. Okay. Lots of water. P, what do you mean by lots of water?
Like they sell lots of type of water.
Ah, okay. So say different options. All right, good job. Okay, so these are words that can describe what a grocery store looks like. So things that it has, and we would see if we were in a grocery store. Okay, good job. So what does it sound like? So think of the last time you were in a grocery store and what kinds of sounds did you hear when you were there? Think of who is in there and what kinds of sounds you hear. So type your answers into the chat, please. So we could use words just like noisy, but what kinds of noises do you hear? Good job. People talking. Yep, we hear lots of people talking. People laughing, people chatting. Laughing, chatting, good, chattering. Screaming. Who hears screaming in a grocery store? Who goes into a grocery store and just starts screaming? Anyone? Not me. Beeping. But A, where does the beeping come from?
The beeping comes from the like the cashier.
Yep, good job. Right, when the cashier goes to scan your items, it makes a beeping sound, right? So we hear lots of beeping in a grocery store. Okay, what else do we hear? Clacking. B, where does the clacking sound from?
Like when they buy lots of cans of metal canned food and put them in the bag, it's clack. Right? Put together and it makes a clack sound.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's say, good job, B. That's definitely a sound that we hear in the grocery store. So I hope that none of you go into a grocery store and just scream at the staff. That would be very impolite. The rattling of metal baskets. Good job. So, or the carts. So we'll say the carts rattling. Good job. Staff answering questions. Okay.
Miss Lisa, that's answering.
Oh, thank you. Okay. What does the grocery store feel like? What kinds of things do you feel when you're at a grocery store? Type it into the chat, please. Ooh, good job, Kent. Cold. Yep. Why do grocery stores feel so cold? Where did Kent go? Kent, why do they feel cold, do you think?
Because in the grocery store, they always turn on the air conditioning.
Yeah, they always turn on the air conditioning to make the customers feel comfortable and also to keep the food nice and fresh. You don't want to go into a hot grocery store. That would not be good for the food. Okay, I don't want to know how you feel. I want to know what kinds of things, we're talking about sensory language here. What kinds of things can you feel at a grocery store? Wrinkled fruit and its packaging. Good job. Wrinkled fruit and its packaging. I want anyone else to type in happy, because I'm not asking how you feel. I'm asking what kinds of things do you feel when you go into a grocery store. Okay. Rough bags. Good job. Smooth plastic bags. What else do we feel when we go into a grocery store? Pick up some things and what do they feel like? Heavy what? Kent, what's heavy?
It's like when you buy something, you buy too much and you have to carry it, so it's very heavy.
Heavy bags of
Material.
groceries. Good job. Heavy products. Good. So the cool refrigerator for the food. Okay. All right, last one. What does it compare to? How can we compare a grocery store? What can we compare it to? Okay. So a grocery store, we could compare it to a market. Good job. All right, Elsa just reminded me that we can't use the word groceries, so we'll say. So Elsa, what's a better word? What word can we use instead of groceries here? Products. Thank you. Good catch. All right, so a grocery store compares to a market. What else does it compare to? A big cold house, a farm. And how does it compare to a farm? And how does it compare to a farm?
There's a lot of vegetables.
Lots of vegetables, okay. So a farm. What else? Okay, good job. So now we've done all this description for a grocery store without telling what it is. So do you think if someone read all of these descriptions, big, busy, shelves crowded, different options, aisles and aisles of food, bright lights, noisy, laughing, chatting, beeping, carts rattling, staff answering questions, metal cans clacking, cold, wrinkled fruit and its packaging, rough bags, heavy bags of products, cool refrigerator, smooth plastic bags, market, farm. Would someone know what we're talking about? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you think yes, thumbs down if you think no. And A says yes. Lily says yes. Minnie says yes. Okay, I think so too. So we've done a pretty good job of describing our grocery store. Okay. So let's fill out this worksheet. Actually, no, let's not. You'll do this worksheet for homework. Okay, so you're gonna add sensory details to, it's gonna be in your reader's notebook. I'll give you the page number in a minute. Let's do a quizzes for sensory words. And let me get you the homework page first quickly. B, do you have a question?
No.
No? Okay. Mid-A, do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Okay, so let's do our descriptive writing quiz, and then I'll get your homework on the board quickly. Okay, I can also paste the, or yeah, I'll add the link to the chat. So if you're having trouble finding the website, you can just click on the link in the chat. All right, I'm gonna start this quiz. So for homework, here, okay, I'll start the quiz now. Homework for today. You are going to do Reader's Notebook page 24, and then you're going to add description to your pre-writing. So you can use expressive punctuation, vivid details, and sensory words, tone, and dialogue. Okay, so do what we practiced today, and you can use your Reader's Notebook as a practice. All right, so just use in your pre-writing that I gave you last time. You can just add it to your pre-writing, and I think there's nothing on the back of that pre-writing. Okay, so if you want to add some description on the back, then that's fine. Okay, does anyone have any questions about what we talked about today or what to do for homework?
No.
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 No?
No.
Okay, then I will see everyone tomorrow.
Bye.
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 Day.
Bye.